wish you were here by my side. Your song in my ear, your hand on my thigh. The highway is clear, unlike my mind. I'm dreaming as I drive. I've been inside my own head for days, but this fantasy is keeping me awake. I wanna get lost in the night, stuck in a road stop neither of us like. Eat till we talk, laugh till we cry. Tell me it's not too late. I wanna get lost and miss the signs. I never liked adventure, but you changed my mind. Sleep with the stars, lose track of time. Tell me it's not too late to try. Tell me it's not too late. We could see the world, you and I. There's no place on this earth that isn't better with your hand in mine. It's taken me way too long to realize, and now I'm dreaming as I drive. I've been inside my own head for days, watching you kiss all my breath away. Getting tired of the twists and the turns we take, but at least this fantasy is keeping me awake. Yeah, I wanna get lost in the night, stuck in a small town nobody can find. Eat till we drop, laugh till we cry. Tell me it's not too late. I wanna get lost and miss the signs. I never liked adventure, but you changed my mind. Sleep in your arms, make up for lost time. Tell me it's not too late to try. Tell me it's not too late. It's not too late. I know we made mistakes and messed up the navigation, but let's find another way then, because I want you in my life. Where do you wanna go? I promise we'll take it slow, get lost on all the back roads. Oh, just tell me we can try. In the night, stuck at a road stop, neither of us like it. Till we drop, laugh till we cry. Tell me it's not too late. I wanna get lost and miss the signs. I never liked adventure, but you changed my mind. Sleep with the stars, lose track of time. Tell me it's not too late. I wanna get lost in the night, stuck at a road stop, neither of us like it. Tell me it's not too late. Lost for you. I never liked adventure, but you changed my mind. Sleep with the stars, lose track of time. Tell me it's not too late.
Oh boy. Hold on. Yeah. So I tried to get Seribot set up for for this with the better ad timers, because it'll tell me when the ads are not only beginning but ending, and plus it's got other protections in, because right now I am a one person outfit. And hello everybody, welcome to the TTRPG Theater. I am your host Rob, otherwise known as Phantom NJ. And, you know, this is the normal stream of consciousness that comes when I've got people I'm chatting with in chat before the stream even gets started. It's Thursday. It is, my goodness, it is September 25th already. What the hell? Oh, hey, my Iso, how's it going? Enjoying the hijinks in Friday Night Crusades very, very, very much. Poor Thank is a lot of fun. Hey, and what timing? I did not plan on mentioning that as the Friday Night Crusades timer came up. Yes, it is not Friday. It is Thursday, because if this was Friday, I would be very confused right now. That's not to say I'm not confused already, but, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, now since we mentioned Friday Night Crusades every Friday night in our Discord from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the easiest, what's the term? Because English is hard, man. It is hard. Oh my goodness. Hello, brain. Hello, hello, hello. I realized that I was late in getting my coffee today. Like, my coffee's been had coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, as opposed to 9 o'clock in the morning when one normally would have coffee. No obligations. Thank you, thank you. Poetic wine, my friend. It is good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm not an engineer though. I'm no longer. I haven't been an engineer or even thought of being an engineer in, oh God, 30 something years. We won't talk about it. Well, it's been what, 30 about 32 years since left school, where I was last pretending to be an engineer, and by that point, I don't even think engineering was listed as one of my majors. Uh huh. Cybersecurity is the name of the game these days. That's where I'm at. It's a little bit of a bittersweet day because today is the birthday of a friend of mine and a friend of Poetic Wines that had passed away a couple of years ago. So, or maybe it was last year. I don't even know anymore. God, these days the years just blend together. Um, but yeah, it's been a time. But anyway, yeah, Friday Night Crusades. Right. Back to Friday Night Crusades. 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. No obligations. Be there as, yeah. Wow, that's something. That's a 3 day stretch. Yeah, this is true. Um, no obligations. Be there whenever you can, how for as long as you can. If you're there late, that's fine. If you get there early, or if you have to leave early, that's fine. If you can be there a half an hour each session, that's fine. If you can only make every third session, that's fine. Hey, Justine, it's good to see you, Greg. Hope you're doing well. It's really seriously, it's no obligations, just some fun CNC. We've got more story than you would think for a game that has no obligations whatsoever because the players, my players are freaking awesome. I've got a group that is there pretty much every week, so unless I have to be somewhere else or there's something keeping me, sickness or scheduling mishap or whatever, or internet connectivity issue, there's gonna be a game that week. They're just because the players are there. They're always there. All the legs you can steal. Oh man. And like I said, there's a dedicated group that is basically there week in, week out. So you never have to worry about showing up and not a game. We occasionally end a little early. If I feel that this is a good story beat to end on, I might end it like 20 minutes early. But generally speaking, we're there for the 3 hours. We don't go. It is extremely rare that we go late because I'm very respectful of people's time, and I don't want to make it a case of people having to decide whether or not they want to be able to stay for the last however long. If we go long, it's at most going to be 15 minutes. And that happens maybe once every 2 to 3 months. Hey, Chuck, good to see you. Speaking of Chuck, we have we are sponsored by Trollord Games, maker of Castles and Crusades and other fine products, including the Amazing Adventures game. Amazing Adventures is fantastic. If you want to, basically play a game, basically you can use it for any type of genre you want. Pulp noir, little science fiction. You can do that with it. Action adventure. Indiana Jones type of. Learning AA is simple. Basically it's Castles and Crusades with every other genre instead of just fantasy. It's really easy. Yes. Trollard Games is doing Castle Zagig. We're waiting on the next piece of that for the Kickstarter to go. And Amazing Adventures. Hopefully they'll also be republishing some of the other stuff that they've done, but we'll see how that goes. I won't. And eventually they will be publishing the City of Altamira, because our very own Greyhawk community, Jay Scott, his City of Altamira is going to be a Trollord Games product. You're playing. Yes, I saw that. I was trying to figure out why you guys weren't streaming, before me, and I realized that's because you're streaming after me. However, as usual, I'll be, much as I hate it, I'd be raiding into Jay because that's what I do. The man almost single-handedly got me to, what do you call it? Not partner, affiliate status. Oh, that's cool. Go and enjoy watching some, some Trollord Games gaming. Always a lot of fun. I actually I saw that you got Bella's Deadly playing in that one. That's pretty cool. That should be. I'll definitely pop in at the very least. Do some lurking and such. Yeah, she is. I got the chance to play with her. Was it this past Saturday? Was the game playing in Jay's game? I don't even remember anymore. It's time as one of the people from Critical Role said. I think it was Alyssa Johnson said, "Time is a weird soup." One of the things you don't really quite know what it means, but it just sort of seems to fit. It really does. But yeah, let's get to the topic on hand. We mentioned Friday Night Crusades, and play some CNC on Friday nights. But the reason that we're here is because holy crap, it is 1 week to go. Yes, the other is the timey-wimey. Don't get me started on Doctor Who, because we will never ever actually get to the topic on hand, unless of course you're intentionally trying to distract me, in which case, good job. It is 1 week to go before Virtual GreyhawkCon. How the hell is that possible? Why is Doctor Who? Oh boy. Mentioned the giveaway. $10 giveaway towards Trollord Games PDFs. Exclamation point ticket to enter. You can, any digital, basically it's good towards any digital product from the Trollord Games site. As the word, as it goes, yes, let's go. I like that. Hey, somebody used one of my other emotes. Excellent. That's awesome. I love seeing it. Love to see it. So, any digital product, and if you're the type who, like me, buys both the digital and the print product, if you do the option for print and PDF, the coupon will apply to your purchase. That is winning, my friends. That is winning. Hey, Asher, good to see you. Apparently my Friday night crew is all checking in. This is awesome. I love it. So, yeah, 1 week to go to Virtual GreyhawkCon. Who here's playing something in virtual? Actually, no, let's do this first. Who here is running something at Virtual GreyhawkCon? Who are my DMs and CKs and GMs and whatever the hell it is your game uses for the title of the person running the game? Because I'm interested to see who. I know you never actually got yours in, and well, you're excused. You're playing in one of my games, or more than one of my games. So, Chris, I'm sorry to hear that you didn't get. Did you, Chris? Are you running stuff at GaryCon? Do I remember you saying that? And have you already submitted? Because I have not yet submitted my games for GaryCon, and apparently we're back off on another tangent. Nice. You got into one of Carlos's games. Excellent. Steve is running a game Friday afternoon, where I will be. If he can't, then I'm running one Saturday morning. Okay. All right. Nice, Chuck. Steve is running a game Friday afternoon. If you are in Steve's game on Friday afternoon, be suspect of any body of water, even if it's a puddle. There's your character survival tip for the day. Ah, nice. Yeah, I need to get my Gary Con games in because, well, I'll worry about that after Virtual Greyhawk Con is over. It's Dark Elf Twilight. If you're if you don't know about Steve's penchant for killing with water, you're new here. You're new to Troller Games, that's for certain. Oh yeah, yeah. No, there is that. I hope you two can too, because I would hate for the two of you to not be able to go. It was so good seeing you and having you playing my game last Gary Con. I want I'd love to be to see the both of you again. So I really hope you can. We'll see how it goes. Tell them it's a very, very important part of your mental health process. Either that or sell a lot of cars now so that they're like, okay, all right, yeah, you can go. You've done enough. Oh, Chuck, well, you and me both, buddy. I need hugs. Hugs are a definite necessity. I need to get one of those shirts to say hugs are welcome. We're on day one and just get mugged. Religious holiday. I mean, it's depending on what you want to call a religion these days. Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. Oh man, it was kind of funny. On a virtual Greyhawk Con, so talking about holidays. I was talking to my therapist because normally we have, I normally have my sessions on Friday, and I was supposed to have a session next Friday, and she's like, I was like, wait, I can't do a session next Friday. I'll be running games next Friday. And we were like trying to figure out Thursday. And I was like, I was thinking it's like Thursday. Well, I got to figure out if I've, what meetings I can miss and this and that. And I'm like, wait a second. I took off Thursday for the con as well. It's like, all right, excellent. So, oh yeah, no, Asher, that sucks. Hopefully it gets past, you all get past that soon and nobody else contracts the plague from your wife, because that's awful. Oh yeah, Dark Elf. I've I'm biting my tongue because oh goodness me. I'm hoping you're able to be there because it'd be cool to see you again. That would be that would be very cool. It's been a couple of years now since I've seen you. Virtual Greyhawk Con next Thursday. Soft launch next Thursday because Jay will be having. Speaking of the devil, your timing, sir, is impeccable. Jay will be having a soft launch of Virtual Greyhawk Con with his session next Thursday night, and I'll have a soft launch as I will be streaming. The eve of the con on Thursday, I guess the day of the con, streaming and leading into Jay's game. So yes, there will be a stream next Thursday. So we have a few. I'm assuming that pretty much everyone else here, if you weren't already running a game, you are playing in at least one session. How many people here are playing in 3 or more sessions? That's what I want to know. I know some of you are, because some of you are playing in 3 or more of my sessions, which, pay Lord bless you, because you have actually made my job easier just by virtue of the fact that you'll be doing battle at work. Yeah, no, hey, listen, I'll take it. Oh man. By the way, Poetic, we need to get you in the Discord because Rui is in my Discord. Just so you know, he's been relatively active there, and I'm sure he'd love the chance to catch up. And you'd probably enjoy it because there is a lot of offbeat humor. Speaking of which, Discord. Um, yeah, no, those of you who are playing in more than one of my sessions, thank you, because it makes less many people that I need to track down to find out what what they want to play. I'm actually in pretty good shape in terms of knowing I've got a couple of people that have not responded yet. I have one game that for whatever reason, like the only people I know what characters are playing are the two people who already have characters in the campaign, and I'm not entirely sure how that happens. Like no one else has responded. It's like, come on. But we'll get there. If not, I'll just throw characters at them, and they're going to play what I give them, because nobody has time for this. For those of you who are not aware, I have taken complete leave of my senses, and I am running 6 sessions next weekend. Those 6 sessions are in order. At 9 a.m. on Friday morning, Danger on the Duntide. These are all part of, these are all, yeah, Jay, Dave asked me, if I was running the same thing for each one. It's like, nope, I've got 6 sessions. All of them are different. He said, you're nuts. Oh, no. Yeah. Herschel, my friend, yeah, okay. I will cop to it. But Danger on the Duntide. All of these are part of the Embers of Empire campaign. All of these are going to have important ramifications for the Embers of Empire campaign. Some of them may have important ramifications on other sessions during the weekend. We have Danger on the Duntide. That's one of the ones where I'm literally waiting on one person to tell me what they want to play. I have one other person who's brand new, and I need to make a character for them. It's probably going to end up being a fighter because they were looking for something easy and straight. They're new to the system and looking for something pretty straightforward. That goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then you got a nice 2-hour break. And then at 3 p.m., we've got Dark Heart of the Gnatmarsh. Dark Heart of the Gnatmarsh is one of those sessions that could very, very well have an impact on another session because what they find or what they're able to do there is going to have might have an impact on, well, not the next session, but the session after it. The next session is, and this is one where the action actually turns to the far side of Nyrond, and this is When Embers Ignite. This is an adventure that is also going to have a, well, if you've been following the campaign along, especially with the Righteous Hands, you have an idea of what Embers Igniting means. This is the Embers of Empire campaign, and there's been some flames being stoked, and we're gonna have to see what happens with those flames and where it goes. But I'm definitely looking forward to that one. Witches get stitches. It's kind of funny. The next session, that one is from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Then at 10 a.m. in the morning, because I'm not a complete idiot, and I was able to make this a little later and be able to get some sleep. This is the big one. This is the it's the centerpiece of the weekend. Though all the sessions are really important, but this one's big because it's the most regular crew that I have. Granted, it's 4 of the 6 because real life has taken up some time from people's lives, and So I've got, you know, 4 of the truly regular Righteous Hand members in it, and then Witch Starfall is actually going to be filling in one of the things. She has her character. It's, you know, I need to make another one for her because she is playing in a different game, but she will be playing in. Um, well, just because of the fact that if you're paying attention to the other sessions, that also means that, you know, you're watching the stream, and I would always encourage you to watch the stream. No pressure. She's a lot of fun. I enjoy playing with her in Jay's game. She's great. I'm so glad she was willing, you know, ready, willing, and able to play this weekend, and that she's in 2 of my games. So looking forward to her introduction to Castles and Crusades. But this is the 6-hour session. This is the only session I'm running on Saturday. It is going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., which leaves a nice, I think a 3-hour break until the joust that night. So I got nothing going on for 3 hours, and then I get to bring back the Black Knight that evening. This is also the 2nd anniversary of the start of the Embers of Empire campaign. This group, 3 of the players that are playing that Saturday at least were part of the original 6 that started the Righteous Hands and kicked off the Embers of Empire campaign at Virtual Greyhawk Con in 2023. So that was Virtual Greyhawk Con 4. So yeah, it's you know, for me it's a big thing. They did a 6-hour session last year with me, and it was a ridiculous amount of fun. We got a lot of things done. There was a lot of changes in terms of you know, there might have been some regicide going on. There might have been some, you know, witches escaping the prison in the capital of Nyrond. Yeah, so lots and lots of interesting. But this is Season of the Witches. How many witches there will be? That's a good question. Will there be witches? But we know that the witches are afoot, and we know that they're causing all kinds of grief for this party. The party that their very first adventure was capturing one of the 3 witches. They only knew about the one witch at the time. They're on the witches, you know, they're on the little Sisterhood Coven's radar. So, feet are available, you say. No, please, Dale, don't put that into the, don't put that out there. Oh man, I might actually need to ask to play Sal as an NPC if that happens, because I can't imagine you going into that adventure without a spellcaster. You know, it's like I realize that you'll still have Thraskin, but yeah. Besides, for what it's worth, his emergency surgery is usually happening during Gary Con. It's like, we've had more of Bob's stuff for Gary Con, you know, get moved or canceled or whatever because of that than anything else. So you know, then. You know, after everyone's had fun at the joust on Saturday night, and, you know, after the Black Knight has finally claimed his rightful place atop the leaderboard, because somebody has to take down Little Bones, it might as well be the Black Knight. I'm just saying, you know. It's fun playing the heel every once in a while. Dark Elf Twilight there. That's, yeah, you're, if there's that many witches there, they're screwed. They're so screwed. Oh, which factorials here? Here we go. After everyone's had fun Friday night or Saturday night with the joust, you get to all recover with me on Sunday morning for Heart of the Righteous, which will again be taking place elsewhere in Nyrond. This is another one that's gonna. I will say that this one will have some impact on the way things go future wise. There's a lot in packed into this one. Gonna be an interesting group because I know half the players. I don't know the other half, so we'll see how that goes. But we'll have some fun with that. And then finally, that's Heart of the Righteous from 9 to 1. And then from 3 p.m. Till 7 p.m. is Agents of Almor. For those of you who are aware, during Greyhawk Wars and as part of the ending, as part of recovery from the Greyhawk Wars, the prelates of Almor was basically became part of Nyrond. And as those of you who've been following the campaign, no, not everybody is still happy about that because there's been periods of austerity and some are thinking that those are people the people left in Elmore are being taken for granted, despite the fact that the eastern border, the eastern borders of for what was the old Great Kingdom, are all in that area. Okay. Whatever. Ardenville. DM Samuel running Ardenville during virtual Greyhawk Con. Sir, what are you doing? Come on, man. I know Sam likes Greyhawk. Why isn't he running virtual Greyhawk game? Got to do it. You just got to do it. Take a break. I'm kidding, mostly. What level are the characters for these games? Well, because of the fact that, not all characters level equally fast in Castles and Crusades, I can tell you that the XP values for most of the groups are somewhere between 12. I think it's like 12,000 to 15,000 XP. I'm pretty sure that all of my righteous hands for the Saturday game were pretty well past that. I'm hoping they are because they should be, because they've been. If not, I feel bad that I haven't been giving them enough XP. They've played enough sessions, that's for sure. So they could, depending on what class they're playing, they could be anywhere from level 3 to level 5. I'm hoping they're all at least level 4, but it's some of those classes, they have steep XP tables. So I don't know about that. Well, first of all, I mean, Dark Elf Twilight in AD&D, at least in first edition, every level had a name to it. I can't remember what you're referring what specifically, because named level. I mean, the big thing in AD&D was like ninth level, when you started. Most of the places got their followers, and some of the classes were able to get spellcasting for the first time. Yeah. Okay. No, they're not there. Dark Elf, they're not there yet. Lagamundo has 20,002, but he also needs it because he's dual classed. Because that'll, or multi-class, I should say, which is brutal. So yeah, so and that the Agents of Elmore game will take us from 3 to about 7. At which point, we will be raiding into Jay for the virtual Greyhawk Con wrap up, and I think he's got a whole list of guests lined up for that to talk about all kinds of Greyhawk goodness, and I'm pretty sure there are special guests or whatever. Oh no, yeah, no, the XP it's not nearly as much as you think it is. The XP charts, they go up exponentially. It's not. It's in some cases it's more than even just doubling what the last one required. So yeah, it's going to be even worse when I start introducing my specialty classes into the campaign. I think that's my goal for the new year is to start letting people play some of the specialty classes in the campaign. Some of them are getting pretty good use in Friday Night Crusades, and I'm feeling better about it. In term, any restrictions on what we can use in terms of classes, Mayusa? I've been, with the exception of those people who already had a character in the campaign, I've been limiting it to the player's handbook mostly. The only class in the player's handbook that I don't want is a assassin. I don't. If it doesn't work. Really doesn't work for. I don't think the assassin class works in general, and it really doesn't work well for the campaign. Keith, good to see you. Thank you so much for the subscription. 45 months. Wow. Closing in on 4 years. All it does is make the assassin complain. Yeah. And, the assassination mechanic is painful. It's, I mean, honestly, that called about, if someone would, all I need is someone to share how their bounty hunter works, because I love the fact, and this is why Jay is awesome, because Jay rightly decided to instead of assassins in this game has bounty hunters. There is an article in Dungeon Magazine, or Dragon Magazine, I should say, with a bounty hunter class. Wait. Let me rephrase that. There's an article in Dragon Magazine that has 3 different variations on a bounty hunter class, and Jay's bounty hunter is none of them. Which I believe is supposed to be part of the Free City of Altamira. Which, hey, listen, I'm happy to test drive it. Please, can I? It was like I was like, Jay, which one did you use? Because I'd be happy to modify the. I basically been taking them and modifying the stuff for CNC. It's worked out pretty well. I've had to adjust so that they don't necessarily get everything at first level, and the main reason being, if you got all of the abilities at first level, some of them are. Dale, the one thing that I found is I can't give it necessarily at the level that they get it at. Because the fire elemental, I think it's the fire elementalist. It was either the fire elementalist. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was the fire elementalist. Some of the things in fire elementalist that you would have gotten at first level, I spread out, because otherwise your XP table would have been the XP table for the fire elementalist is rough now. It would have been absolutely abysmal if it had started off at first level. Like, I can't even see how that class would have been fun to play, because you'd be basically it's already rough, and it would have been that much rougher. I also made sure that I took out some of the base things so that I had a reason to slightly ease the level. Like, the fact that you get a bonus spell as long as it is of your elemental thing. That's why I took out the getting bonus spells for your intelligence level, because that way I have a reason to basically ease the what do you call it, ease the XP table a bit, so it's not too terrible. Hey, listen, that's fine. I'm a big fan of Gruber. I'm good with that. Hey, Mayusa, if you want to play an Orc Knight, I am pretty sure that no one is playing an Orc Knight in any of my sessions, or I'm pretty sure that I don't think I have a Knight in any of my sessions so far. So yeah, if you want to play an Orc Knight, a half Orc Knight, you can do that. I'm not gonna argue with it. Just remind me, which session were you playing in? Hey, Doc, good to see you. We were just talking about you, Agents of Elmore. Okay. All right, cool. Oh yeah, okay. That excellent. That'd be fine. Because for Agents of Elmore, the only thing I have right now is I've got a dwarf monk, a halfling rogue, and I've got one person playing either a cleric or fighter. He's willing to play either. I will have him as a cleric unless somebody else wants to play a cleric, in which case I'll move him over to fighter. Canadian Ancient Gamer Patrick, it's so good to see you. Doc, we were discussing next week and the the 6-hour session, and Asher threw out some words into the world that I wish he had kept to himself. You do need a character. Doc, do you not have another character in my campaign? I can't remember. I thought you had created one for something, whether it was St. Jude's or one of the virtual. Okay. So let's see for Friday. Friday. You are in When Embers Ignite. Okay, so you're on the other side. This is going to be taking place in elsewhere. So far, I can tell you, so far in that game, Doc, I've got a dwarf monk, a halfling rogue, and a half-elf ranger. In case you're wondering, as far as what you might like to play for that one. I have no issue with with playing. Well, no, those are what I have already. That's what I have. I have a dwarf monk, a halfling rogue, and a half elf ranger playing, I should say. DM Chris and his wife are playing the monk and the rogue. And then oh god, I forgot his. You could do a barbarian, yeah, absolutely. Maybe either one of the snow barbarians come down seeking their fortune, or I should say the frost barbarians. Because I'm a big fan of frost barbarians these days. For those of you who've been watching Jay's sessions and have seen the antics of Gam the Confident. All right, excellent. It's going to be for new characters. It'll be 12,000 XP. And whenever when you've got him created, if you want to roll him up, you want to roll him up yourself, or do you want me to put him together? Equipment, you can get the put in adventurer's backpack, whatever the barbarian gets. For rolling, it is the standard 46. Drop the lowest, reroll ones. For full health, full health at first level. Oh yeah, I'll roll them up. Sure. Lord Forth, I couldn't tell you. Hey Jeff, good to see you. Good to see you. Yep, no, I'll roll them up for you. Not a problem. All right, excellent. That means I've got 4 out of 6 for that session. Yeah, you know something? Do me a favor, Asher. We're going to go with Torrens has been adventuring for a bit. Bump Torrens to 14K. I'm going to I need to retcon it a little bit, because when I started y'all at 9K, I had an idea in my head that people were going to be playing more often, or we were going to be able to do these sessions more often, and that never happened. So, put him at 14K. We'll go with Torrens has been busy in the meantime. Because if he's got, I know he's got more than that, because I'm pretty sure you started at 9K. If you're not at 12K already, that means you started at 9K. And I believe it was going to be about 2K from the last session anyway. Yeah, bring him to 14. You started at 6K? What the hell was I doing? I don't think that should not have been right. I don't know how that happened. Because I don't remember starting any characters that low, especially because didn't you play in like the 6-person game with like Terry and Evie and stuff? Oh, that's awesome! I'm glad his Saturday night game filled up. What do you know? What time that game is, Jeff? Offhand, because that's a Saturday night game. Never mind. I'll be at the. I've got the joust. I was thinking Friday night. Yeah, I don't know how or why your character was so low. Do I need to figure that out? Or, well, I should. Asher? Was Joven, was the Gnome Illusionist, was that Terry's character in that game? Listen, if you want to do that would be awesome. That would save me a lot of time. All right, your character had to have. If your character says it was 6,000 XP, that means there was a typo, because I'm looking at the character that I sent Terry, and that was 9,000. And yeah, I really should have started everybody higher than that. I don't do level drain, Lord Forth. I don't like. I am so sorry. Well, then we're super retconning your character, because that should not have happened. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, but like I said, he's already adventured once, and let's go. As far as level drain, my problem with level drain is it's a pain. It is a logistical pain in the ass. it affects you different based on what level you are, which doesn't make any sense. Because when you get to higher levels, you lose a level, you lose that much more XP. Where you drop a level, okay, where in the XP table are you dropping to? You're not all the, it's not all the same amount of XP per level. It's not like the XP table stays consistent from level to level. It just, and I can't make it make sense to me. It's so bad. I get the idea of wanting to be. I'm a bigger fan of Constitution Drain, or just basically Stat Drain. Hit him where it hurts. Constitution, Strength, Intelligence, whatever. Age Drain is another one that's problematic because of the elves. It's like unless you make the age drain dependent on, the age drain dependent on what their thing is. But again, when you have elves who are basically functionally immortal, what the hell does that mean? You can add 300 years to 300 years to an elf, and that character is never going to feel it in terms of a campaign, unless your campaign is going every week for 60 years and you're playing for 6 hours a session and you've gone through 200 years in game time. It's age drain. It hurts humans. It hurts other races to a lesser extent, but elves are kind of like whatever. I'd have to, and to find out if that's true, I'd also have to check the age tables. Because the other thing is your age drain. The other problem with age drain is it's one of those things where now for it to really be impactful, you need to go back to and CNC doesn't have this, or at least, well, they might have it in the option rules. It might be in the Castle Keeper's Guide, but you need to go back and start looking at the stat changes as you age. And you need to start putting that back in. Constitution drain. It can be a pain, especially if you make it more than a point. Strength drain, intelligence drain, or whatever. Those are the kind of things that can be. It can have a statistical impact. And honestly, for those things that would normally be level drain, I might do as much as a 3-point reduction. And then permanent or temporary. It depends on. I would base it on the level of the creature. Whether it was permanent or temporary. Like the higher level stuff, I would make it permanent where you need a full on restoration spell. To bring it back. Something like just ghasts and such. That I would make temporary, because it's kind of silly that a creature that you're fighting at relatively low levels is would be level draining or permanently stat draining you. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I like it. I like it being dangerous, and again, if you end up fighting them long enough, and I might have variations on them where some take out strength, some of them take out, take your constitution. It makes for a nice, that's one nice way of making variations in the creatures that you're fighting. Hey, Savage Splendor, good to see you. We're doing a little discussion as far as people and the characters that they're going to be playing next week for Virtual Greyhawk Con. We've got one more added to the pile. I'm pretty sure I do have your choice in. So I know which ones I need to make. I know which one people are making for themselves and just sending to me. which is cool. And again, yeah, if they're fighting and they get stuck and they get reduced to zero, oh yeah, no, they are either dead, or if it's in the case of undead, they probably become undead. Absolutely, I am 100% with that. Um, so a couple of reminders as your first virtual con, it's a planetary character dying. You know, if these were all pure one shots, yeah, no, there's I wouldn't feel bad at all. I've had character deaths. I've intentionally listen during fundraisers. I've intentionally wiped the party just because it was one way to get people to donate big at the end. Said if we reach a certain point of donations, I will wipe the party. This is an ongoing campaign, and these characters are part of the ongoing campaign. If they die, they die. As Brungal can tell you, his character Bollocks Break Anvil died. I'm not going to mention the person who kind of left them there to die, Chuck. But his character died. Alternatively, being a little dumb and a little heroic, a little unlucky and a little heroic. There's a little bit of dumbness to it too, but he died pretty epically. I really like killing pets. I did not intentionally kill the pet. All right, Chuck, good to see you. Go have fun tonight. Yeah, so a little story for those of you who are wondering about this whole Rob killing the pets thing. There was an adventure where some of the characters were on regular mounts, and one of the players, I believe it was Lee, had a companion that he was small enough to ride, and had a little character, big dog, small enough to ride. And he had another player, another character who was also small, on the mount, the mount with him. So, they got attacked, and, basically there was like 4 mounted things. And the first thing I went was, okay, which rider mount pair gets attacked? It's like, all right, or is the attack at? And the attack happened to be, chose, Lee, his riding companion, I forgot who it was, and whatever was they were using for mount, it was, it was a dog or wolf, or I don't even remember anymore. So, but the dice decided that was who they're attacking. Then it was a question of, well, did the attack hit one of the riders, or did it hit the mount? And the attack hit the mount. I'm pretty sure the attack was a critical. And the actually might have been a spell attack now that I think about it. And it hit the mount, and the mount took enough damage that it killed it. And again, I had no part to play other than being the one rolling the dice. I did not choose them. I did not choose which one of them. And I didn't choose how much damage to do them. I let the dice fall where they may. And I haven't stopped hearing about it since. I've told people over, I don't fudge dice rolls. I refuse to. I've been doing this long enough, especially when I'm running a system like like CNC. I don't where I can I'm pretty confident in my ability to make make something difficult without being a almost definite TPK, or make it relatively easy if that's the kind of encounter I want, because I don't want every encounter should not be, oh my god, are we going to survive this? Every once in a while, listen, every once in a while your party needs a laugher. They need to feel powerful, and they need to say, okay, we're here, we're going to kick some ass, and then go do it. The reason I don't fudge the dice is because once I fudge the dice, I am quite literally deciding who lives or dies. And then I have to reconcile with why I change a die roll so this character didn't die versus why I didn't change a die roll and this character did die. That's never going to feel good. Now, of course, death in my game, as in most D&D games, and unless you're really, really hardcore, no religion, whatever, in your games, whatever, sword and sorcery, some sword and sorcery games like this, death does not have to be a permanent thing. It's expensive, getting them back can be expensive. It can also be part of a quest. Weirdly enough, as many characters as I've killed, and I mean, I'm not saying I've killed a lot of characters over the years, very few people whose characters that I've killed have gone the route of trying to get their character back to life. I mean, other than those who had, where they were high enough level where they could do it themselves, they just needed whatever, whatever spell mats. But I've in the however many years I've been doing this, I can probably count on both hands the number of times I've had people say that they want to try to bring their character back to life, or ask that somebody try to bring their character back to life, ask the party to, or whatever. Which tells you, which I think speaks for itself. They don't feel aggrieved. They don't feel aggrieved by it. We are currently in a 30-second ad break, so for those of you who are subscribed, reminder that we do have the raffle, ! Ticket to enter. Yeah, I try to make sure that it's good. It's also one of the reasons why I am not a fan of random encounter tables. I've got my random encounters they might be. I know what I want to have they'll be random in the sense they may or may not happen. But I know ahead of time whether or not the random encounter, what that random encounter is. I'm not going to sit there and, okay, all right, I've rolled this, and that means there's a random encounter on the second watch, and that random encounter is roll again. Okay, it's this creature, and it's, how many of this creature? That's just asking for trouble. There's enough randomization to this game that the last thing I need is, especially if I'm in a game where I like random encounter. You know what I love random encounter tables for? For telling me what probably should be found in this particular temperature, climate, type of land, whether desert and so on. So give me an idea for what should be there. But I am not going to roll a random encounter table where there's a possibility, especially if I've been pushing the party where, they've already, it doesn't happen as much in the stream games because there tends to be only so many encounters that you can do. But when I'm doing if I'm doing a regular game where from week to week, they're still suffering from the week before, and, I've been basically pushing the party and, they're not at full strength and they're not Their resources are getting low. The last thing I want to do is roll a random encounter table, me who doesn't fudge dice rolls, and then find out that the random thing that what do you call it? The random, the random thing that I rolled up is something that is going to be almost certain to TPK them. That man, that feels bad. It's like, I just don't know, please. And I mean, I've got enough books that have enough ideas in terms of what can be found in different areas and different ideas. But my problem is random encounter tables rarely take level into effect. They don't. So many of them don't consider what level your characters are, your player characters are, which I find just really super silly. And then, again, when you're playing a game, if I'm not streaming and I'm playing in person, I'm playing in person with miniatures. If I'm playing in person with miniatures, I want to have the miniatures that I'm creating. So having random encounter tables and then suddenly having to go look for the damn miniatures that I need. And if I'm not playing at home, that means I need to have whatever miniatures on hand. No, thank you. Nope. We're not doing that. So again, I use them for the purpose of informing what might be there, but I am not. I'll leave the combat itself up to chance. I am not. See, but the problem is, Dark Elf, there are things that they can't possibly escape. If the thing has a better movement rate than they have, somebody's going to die. If the party is too banged up when they're facing this thing, and that. Yeah, I mean, you can only go to that well so many times. Ooh, the fun of the Shadow Dark. Oh man, I've had fun playing Shadow Dark. It's a good game. I really need to take a picture of my Shadow Dark book and send it in so I can get my PDF of it. I picked up my Shadow Dark RPG book at Gary Con last year, or well, actually it was this year, and Kelsey signed it for me while we were playing Tower of Gygax, where she was the DM. Oh, I will be a Tower of Gygax DM this coming Gary Con in March. Which is it's going to be really cool because it'll be the first time that I have run first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons probably since 1990. 1989, 1990. It's been a long time. And it'll be the first time that I've run AD&D at all. Probably since 96, 97 or so. So, it's going to be a fun time. I need to brush up on how to run it, and all the little things. And I'm looking forward to that, though. Going to have some fun Tower Gygax. Because, of course, the other joy of Tower Gygax is character kills are celebrated, not mourned. You get a nice big stamp mark, possibly by Coco Bunny, saying your character is dead. Hey, Fosco, good to see you. That's awesome. Yeah, I was during Zoom. Jesus. Hello. During COVID, I didn't get to play much AD&D because the people that I was playing with we had been running. I'd been running a 5e campaign for some of my fraternity brothers, some of the kids, and my girlfriend at the time. We were playing 5e, and we took a smaller group of that and played 5e over Zoom during lockdown. We were playing basically once a week, and I was actually using miniatures over Zoom for a game where we had four players. It was a lot of fun. And then that's when I found out all the problems I had with 5e as a GM. Didn't it took a while. Early on, it was great, and then it became problematic later. Yeah, lots of death play DCC. Yeah. I enjoyed DCC as a one-off. I finally got to play that this past year, and it was fun. I don't know that I'd want to do that as a campaign. Just it's a little out there for me in terms of a campaign. It'd make for a campaign where there's a lot of drinking going on and everybody's pretty much drunk the entire time. Sure, but otherwise. So let's first of all, we've got a lot of people, but I only see. Let me check. I only had 2 people in the giveaway, and that's just, yeah, Scottish Chef. That's basically where I got to the point where after 8th and 9th level, it was hard enough early on, and this was before a lot of the splat books were out for it. It was, I had 2 casters. My ex-girlfriend was playing a straight up wizard, and one of my fraternity brothers was playing a sorcerer, and the way that they could basically nullify so much of what I was trying to do was ridiculous, and they didn't even have to try hard. It got to the point where I realized that I had to plan encounters that nullified their abilities, and that's basically becomes me versus the players, and that's not fun. Because you can only do that so many times before you get frustrated, the players get frustrated, and nobody's enjoying anything. And I was like, I think they got to like level 11 or so, and I was like, we got done with a particular story arc, and I was done. All right, that's much better. We've got 4 people entered. Exclamation point ticket to enter. $10 gift card for any digital product from Trollord Games. Enter. It doesn't cost you anything, and you have a chance to get get to some Trollord Games merchandise. Awesome. So reminder again, next week, Virtual Greyhawk Con is next week. I will be streaming next Thursday, and I'll be leading into Jay's soft launch of with his Thursday night game, which launching Virtual Greyhawk Con. Those of you who are playing, do yourself a favor, make sure that and if you're like me and you're basically overdosing on gaming for the weekend, though I'm overdosing on running games for that weekend. Make sure that you're getting proper rest. Get some sleep. Make sure that you're planning, if you're playing in multiple games, especially if you're playing them in close proximity to each other or multiple games in one day. Make sure that you're planning your meals, having snacks available to yourself. Drink plenty of fluids. Get those water bottles. If your GM does not mention it ahead of time, find out when you are, if and when you'll be taking a break during the session, so you can plan for that. Jeff, that is awesome. That is awesome. Plan for those breaks. Make sure you're drinking plenty of fluids, and most of all, have a hell of a lot of fun. It's a great weekend. Hawktoberfest is almost here. Number 1 Chinese restaurant. But my friend, the man with the strongest legs in Hoboken will not be bringing the, oh God, malort. Jeff, you are an evil bastard, and I love you. It's I am. Malort's one of those things where 30 years ago or 25 years ago. When you're chaotic neutral, you can occasionally dip into evil. You just can't stay there. You You just have to be enough on the good side to balance it out. But Malort's one of those things where, 30 years ago, I would have tried it on a dare. Now I know enough that, it's like with my digestive system, even beyond however it's supposed to taste, and I've heard about how awful and terrible it tastes. My bigger concern is it just basically wrecking my stomach. And for those of you wondering, it's the kind of thing where whiskey wrecks my stomach. I can sip a whiskey, whiskey on the rocks. I can sip it slowly. I've got to be very careful about how fast I finish that glass. I can't do shots of whiskey. It's not even a drunk thing. My stomach will turn and I will throw up long before I ever get drunk. Weirdly enough, if I put whiskey and ginger ale together, I can drink that shit all night and it won't affect my stomach and it won't affect me. Don't ask me why. I've gone through more than half a bottle of whiskey doing it. It's like the ginger ale just completely changes the nature of it, but yeah, make sure you're getting plenty of fluids. Make sure that you're planning your food breaks. Make sure that you're getting rest, and just freaking enjoy it. Whatever you're playing, I don't care what rule system you're playing. It doesn't matter to me. It's all fun. Have a hell of a time. And with that, I'm going to throw us up to stream ending, and we will do the giveaway. And then please hang on. We will be raiding into Lord Gazumba. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. This has been a hell of a fun stream. Good to see everybody. And let's close the giveaway. And drawing a winner. Kern. Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Duh. I did see you. I think I said hello. I hope I said hello. But congratulations. Awesome. I'm glad to see you join Discord, my friend. And we're going to raid in Lord Gazumba. Please hang on for the raid. I do have a raid emote available, and I did it wrong again. One of these days I will keep that straight. I really need to get my my Stream Deck set up. For those of you who are wondering, this is my raid emote. Oop. All right. 13 going into Lord Gazumba. Awesome. Lucky 13. And I will see you all on the flip side. Have a great night and a great weekend.